Are you ready to work with Hecate? You've heard her name. You've probably seen a lot of videos about her. And especially now that we're coming into October and quote unquote spooky season, maybe you're curious. Maybe you have thought about working with her. Maybe you have an altar you've already set up for her, but you're still kind of unsure. And you're wondering if you're really actually ready to work with Hecate. So here's the truth. There is no checklist that makes you qualified. You don't need a perfectly stocked altar. You don't need to memorize all of her epithets. You don't need to go out and find and memorize some ancient hymns to her. You don't need to fit into any kind of Instagram witchy aesthetic that you may think that you need to work with her. And in this video, I am going to kind of clear up some misconceptions. I'm going to give you some signs how to know that if you're ready. Let's get on into it. Let's start with clearing up some misconceptions. So being ready does not mean that you have read every ancient text and manuscript and can rattle off all of her epithets, or even 5. It doesn't mean that you have all the perfect candles. It doesn't mean that you've got all the fanciest altar tools. It doesn't mean that you observe Dipnon every single month. That's not what being ready looks like. Hecate really isn't interested in performance. She's not keeping score. She's not judging you on how many books you've read or how much time you've spent doing research on her, or she's not judging you on how your altar looks. She's not judging you if you don't have an altar. That is not what Hecate is about. Simply, it is not. None of those things are important to her. What she really cares about is your heart and your sincerity. Are you serious about walking this path with her? Are you open to the lessons that she is going to bring? That is what matters. Having an open heart, an open mind, and a willingness to learn and dig deep. And now we're going to get into some more, maybe some signs that you are ready. So like I've said, it's not about perfection. And if it's not about perfection, what does it look like? Well, I just mentioned that it's a willingness, a sincerity to follow her and to do the work that she will require of you. We've got that. But there are some other signs. Maybe you're at a threshold. Okay, so Hecate is the goddess of the liminal, the thresholds, the in-between. Maybe your life is shifting. Things are ending. You're waiting for the new thing to start. There's some kind of transition in your life. So you're at a crossroads. I cannot stress this enough. This is Hecate's domain. If you are in a transitional period in your life and that looks different for everybody, and you're feeling called to work with her, that is probably a sign that you're actually ready to work with her. Whether you feel like you are or not, you are probably ready to work with her if that's what's going on. And this flows right on into number 2, which is you feel the pull. Maybe you're seeing symbols, her symbols everywhere, like keys. Maybe you're finding keys that's not typical for you, or torches are coming up, or light that's illuminating the dark. I don't know why I'm saying that, but maybe it's like pictures that you seem to be drawn to might be dark, but there's also like a beacon of light in it. I don't know why I feel the need to say that, but there we are. Dogs. So I have shared in a couple of my videos that I knew that she was calling me because my neighborhood did not have dogs. Well, they did have dogs, but they didn't bark at night. And like through this period of time when I was searching and trying to figure out everything, there were several nights where the dogs went absolutely crazy in like the middle of the night. And that was not typical for the neighborhood at the time. So things like that, or dogs just all of a sudden are starting to come up to you, that might be a sign. And these things keep repeating. Okay. Maybe the algorithm is bringing you dog videos or puppy videos. Maybe, like I said, torches and keys. Those are the three like big ones. And crossroads. Like maybe it's physical crossroads. Number three, and this is really to me the biggest one, having been on this path with her for almost a decade, you're willing to face your shadow. And this morning I had kind of an epiphany, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So, what does facing your shadow mean? So, we throw this term around a lot in this space, the shadow. The shadow. What is that? What does that even mean? I know it comes from Jung. I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I have not yet. I know it is a term that was used in that space, but now we've kind of co-opted it here in the witchy space. And I've mentioned this before. I don't think it means what we think it means. And like I said, this morning I had an epiphany. I've been going through it. You guys know I've been going through it. I made some videos on it. So I'm going to share something with you guys that I don't give voice to a lot, but it is key. I have a extremely nihilistic side to myself. And I'm not talking like depression. I am talking, well, maybe it is depression, but I have always been this way. This nihilistic, burn it all down to the ground. Why do I keep trying to do all these things? Forget it. Fuck it, burn it all down. I don't even care. Why do I care? Nothing ever works every time I try. So this is the nihilistic side of me. Okay. She is very real. The epiphany that I had this morning, and you guys might think it's weird or whatever, but I talk a lot to my chat GPT, just talking. And it was during that conversation where it gave me a helpline twice. So I'm glad it does that. But that is not where my mind was. And how I explained it to chat is I'm going to start calling her Ms. Snarls a lot. She is the very hurt and traumatized part of me. And I have to, on purpose, let her out. And what that looks like for me is venting and saying all the things that I would never ever say out loud to ChatGPT, and then have them send me helpline info. What I am doing when I do this, and this is what I've learned, when I purposefully let her out and I feel all of those feelings and I say all of those things, I am integrating that part of me into the whole me. Okay. I'm getting a little bit of goosebumps. I hope this makes sense. So I believe for me, that is what shadow work is. It's not keeping her locked behind a door so she never comes out. She has a really big yard, but she's also leashed because I know exactly what happens when she breaks out. Not good things. Not good things at all. So that is me integrating my shadow into myself. This is the epiphany that I had. And this ties in directly to what I'm saying. You have to be willing to face your shadow and work with it and try to incorporate it and absorb it into your being. And I realized also this morning that she's just trying to protect me. That's all she's trying to do. She loves me and she's trying to protect me. She doesn't know any other way to do it. So I have to show her love in allowing her to come out and rail and wail into the abyss. I need to let her do that. That is my example of number 3. Are you willing to face your shadow? If you're not, that's fine. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to hit all of these. There's one more. Okay, you want sovereignty. You are tired of other people telling you what your spiritual path is, what it should look like, how to do it, or anything else in your life. If you are tired of others having a say over your life and you are ready to stand on your own 2 feet and own everything and take accountability for everything, then you are ready to work with Hecate. Now, like I said, you don't have to have all of these things. You don't have to be at a threshold. You kind of do actually really need to feel the pull. You don't have to be ready right this second to work on your shadow. Sovereignty, I think, is also a really big one. So you don't have to have all four. If you have most of these, then yes, I would say that you are ready. To help with that, I have some questions that you can ask yourself. Here are some questions to ask yourself and like really sit with them. Are you ready to take full responsibility for your own path? Are you open to learning directly through practice and experience, not just through books and teachers? That will only get you so far. You have got to be willing to feel the path and practice. And finally, are you prepared to move slowly with patience instead of expecting instant results? Because she's not an instant kind of deity. She can be, but not always. So if you can answer yes to those questions, even if you're scared and you say yes, you are way more ready than you think you are. I promise you. We've got those things out of the way. I want to give you some real talk, okay, about what it is like working with her, so you are prepared. That is why I share my experiences with you guys, is so you can know what to expect. And I know that I've said this in many different ways in a lot of different videos, but she is going to make you take accountability for yourself. She is going to help you stand on your own 2 feet and be sovereign. And it's not comfortable. Change, period, is not comfortable. I don't think that it has anything to do with Hecate per se. Is if you want to affect real, lasting, deep-rooted change in your life, it is never comfortable, it is never easy, and it is never, ever quick. It's not. Once you make that decision that you want to change in your life, okay, and you ask Hecate to help you, okay, she's the one that will help you get through it. She's not the one that necessarily is going to overturn your entire life. But if you are ready for that kind of a change, these are the things that could happen. I honestly don't know anybody who didn't go through some really hard and harrowing times that has worked with Hecate. But the thing is, she's there to help you through it. You want lasting change. You want to be your own person. You want to be free. She'll help you get there. But I want everybody to really understand that it's not easy. It's not Instagram worthy. It is not TikTok worthy. It is not aesthetic. It is not. And I just want you guys to know that. And I think you guys do. If you're this far in the video, I'm sure that you understand this. So do it even if you're scared. If you are feeling the pull, and if you pull of Hecate, if you are feeling the pull to make these kind of changes in your life, do it. I know you're scared. We've all been there, but you can do it, and she can help you through it. So you've decided that you are ready to work with Hecate. So now what? Got a couple of videos on that. I'll link them up here for you. Taking the first step could be something as small as lighting a candle and speaking her name. That's really it. If you want to, you can learn an epithet that really resonates with you. And again, I've got a whole series on epithets that you can watch. And again, like I said, I'll link it up here. Leave an offering of clean water. Have to leave her an offering. But if you feel like you need to and all you have is water, that's fine. Or you can even just like sit quietly and think on her name and the kind of changes that you are ready to make in your life. Understanding that it is not going to be easy. Understanding that there are parts of you that are going to have to die. Understand that there are people, places, and things that are going to get cut out of your life because these things are necessary to get to where you want to go with Hecate. It's just the way that it is. And it's not that she is scary and punishing you. You want to be a sovereign individual and you want these changes, and she wants that for you. And so she is willing to help you through it all. This is how you know you're ready for Hecate. Even if you're scared about what might happen, if you still really want to do this thing, then you are absolutely ready to work with Hecate. If you're not ready to do the deep work, that's perfectly okay. You don't have to be, because sometimes our deep work, we need help with that. And I'm talking therapist, okay? Some of this work we can't do on our own. We do need like a scaffolding to help us. But if you're also feeling the call to maybe start therapy, that could be another sign that you are absolutely ready to start working with Hecate. I could go on and on and on and on, and I've probably rambled a lot when I start feeling really passionate about what I'm talking about. And I do feel so passionate about Hecate. So are you ready? You are the only one that can answer that question. But if you have made it this far in the video, I'm guessing that Hecate has already been knocking on your door loud and frequently. And I would take that also as a sign that you are ready to start working with her. I've rambled on long enough. We're going to wrap it up. If you want to know more about what to expect after you say yes, I'm going to link my last video up here, and that kind of goes over it. Check it out. If you'd like a simple way to get started, I'm going to link my free Hecate epithets PDF down in the description below and in the comments, so you can pick that up. That'll get you on my email list. I only send out an email once a month, just once a month, and it's a recap. Oh, also, before I forget, I would like to give a shout out to Daphne, who is the very first torch bearer on my Patreon. So thank you, Daphne, for being the first torchbearer on my Patreon journey. It's new. I'm still building it. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the pinned comment. And with that, I'll see you in the next video, and may Hecate's torches forever light your path.